Welcome back to the Validate Your Inventor Getting Started web series. My name is Dave May, and right now we're going to be covering model setup for a linear static stress analysis. What I'm going to do is go ahead and open a CAD file here. You could direct import a model from Inventor, certainly, or open any type of generic file, but basically what you want to do when you start opening the CAD file is choose an analysis type. Now you're going to go ahead and pick linear and then static stress with linear material models. That's the first one in the list. Okay, so this is going to be a basic structural analysis. We'll go ahead and say OK and import our geometry. Okay, now the first thing you want to do is mesh the geometry. So we're going to go to our ribbon bar up here, go ahead to the Mesh tab and just click Generate 3D Mesh. We're just going to use the default settings for this. I always recommend trying the defaults first. But if you want to go into the 3D mesh settings to make it finer or coarser than that and see what the difference is, you absolutely can do that. Okay, once we have this done, we can go ahead and add some loads and constraints to the model. I'm going to go to the Setup tab here in the ribbon and go ahead and choose a general constraint. I'll just choose this surface here and press Enter, and then I can add any type of constraint that I want. In this case, I'm going to add a fixed constraint. Just assume that this side of the bracket is going to be completely fixed. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and add a force. I can also do this another way where maybe I select this surface first and then click force. Right? You can do it either way, and you can hold control to select multiple objects to add a force or boundary condition to all of them at the same time. It's really up to you. I'll add 100 pounds hanging down off this in the Y direction. So we'll go ahead and say minus 100 in the Y. Okay. Notice we have our nice downward force there. And we're pretty much ready to go. Now in this case, a material was not defined ahead of time because this came in from an IGES file. If you've defined your material in Inventor, you don't have to do any defining in here. But if you haven't, you're going to go ahead and right-click Material and just say Edit. Now notice it's listed in red, and I have red X's over the part and the material subheading. It's letting me know that that is going to need to be defined before I can run my analysis. We'll go ahead in here out of the simulation material library. Let's go into steel. We'll pick an A36 just to pick a standard structural steel here. And at this point I can run the analysis, right? So you have all your constraints and all your loads right up here in the Setup tab, all your meshing options in the Mesh tab. Whenever you're ready to run it, just go over to the Analysis tab and click Run Simulation.